right, let's see here and check the volume. We'll just go for it. I'm guessing, I should probably check this. Let's check it. Check test figure. I hear you. Yes, I can. Okay, I can hear you. Check 1, 2. All right, I think we are good here. So we are talking about bending today, and if you didn't get the PDF, you can always go to my website, scottknightmusic.com, and you can grab that there, and just have to throw in an email and just let me know where to send it. So we're talking about bending. Let me share my screen. By the way, my name is Scott Knight, and you could always go to scottknightmusic.com and sign up, get some information about me, sign up, get these PDFs and stuff. So yeah. Alright, as we're sharing the screen, let's try that again. It's only doing, at least on my computer, it's only doing part of the screen. So let's, one more try. Let's see here. Yeah, if you don't have the PDFs, then we'll put it on the screen here. You can see it, what we're doing. So, put together this PDF here. Oh, there we go. We got the whole thing. Awesome. So we are going to do some different types of bending, and you're more than welcome to throw in questions down below in the comments, and yeah, and I could check those and try to answer your questions about any of these. And so I'm looking for a metronome. Alright, I got my metronome, my handy dandy tempo metronome app. It wants me to update. Nope, but it's free. So I am going to do these, let's see, at 60. Let's see if I have the volume on that. Crank the volume a little bit. So we're looking at this first one, and basically what I'm doing is a quarter step bend. So going through the bends, the quarter step bend is basically kind of in between frets. So a half step bend would be up to there. So quarter step bend is in between. Not quite in tune, so it's almost like you're kind of pulling out of tune. But that's the idea behind the quarter step bend. It's just kind of. So that's the first one, and so about bending, what I tell everyone to do, or it kind of depends on what you're doing. So if it's a quarter step bend, it's on, like, you know, where your first finger is located. So and then I'm basically in this pattern here. So that pattern everyone knows, and I think I got it there. Yeah, it's that top one there. I put this from last week's lesson, and it's got some of the other patterns and shapes. They're all pentatonic patterns, so you know. Alright, so back to the bending. So basically when you're bending, I'm using, like, if I'm gonna push with my third finger, then I'm going to use my middle finger to help support that. And then the other thing too is I'll use my thumb to kind of help, because I'm kind of squeezing together to kind of get that. I should probably take this off so you can see my hands better. So so when you're bending, I'm squeezing together, so you can see my thumb's kind of hanging over the top, and you don't want your thumb in the back, because then you got nothing to kind of push against. You want something to kind of push against. So if you got your thumb, so it's almost kind of like a squeeze together like that, and anyhow, just it takes some work, and you got to be careful that you don't do this too much, because then you can destroy your fingers from bending too much. So don't want that to happen. So we're going to get into a number of different types of bends. We'll do quarter step bends, half step bends, and full step bends. And I mean, you could do as far as you want. Step and a half bend, two-step bend. So those are some pretty big bends, and so definitely probably want some lighter gauge strings. I got 10s on right now, but you may even want to go with some 9s if you're just kind of starting out with bending. So that makes a difference. If you got some heavy strings on, it's hard to bend those thick strings. So anyhow, so Yeah, let's go through some of these. So the first one here, I'm doing everything out of this pattern, and so the first one here is on the 7th fret. Let me I'll share my screen again so you can see it. If you don't have the PDF on you, then one way you can watch without having to grab that. But it's nice. You could always have these with you and use them all the time. And you can go back and watch a video anytime you want to. So alright, so that first one there, it's just a quarter step bend. So basically it's in between 7th fret, in between the 8th fret, 7, 8. So and then I just throw the 5 in there just because it's in the pattern, so it makes it a little more interesting. So these are kind of riffs, we want to call them licks, and there's all sorts of ideas behind it. Alright, so let me do this. I'm doing this at 60, so it's not too fast. Just chord notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and I forgot to mention that this bend is a bend and release. So you could kind of see the kind of goes up and then kind of comes back down. So this is a bit easier because when you get into the other bends where you don't, where you stop, and we'll talk about stopping too. And I do that. Let me get this so you can see the guitar better. And I know it cuts my head off, but who needs to see me anyways? Alright, so the first one, again, it's a bend and release. So it's 2, 3, 4. So it's 3, 4. 3, 4. So it's always good to work with a metronome because you could kind of get the timing and help you learn to use timing. So the Tempo app is a great app. It's a freebie. You can get it, I think, at both operating systems, Android and the other one. What's the other one? Apple, I guess. iOS. Anyhow, so that's the first one there. And let's go to the second one. It's starting on the 8th fret, 2nd string. So I'm gonna go 3, 4. Oops, I should have. 3, 4 again. 3, 4. Let me pick that right. 3, 4. So you notice the picking directions, and let's see if I could. Oh, I could do that with my. So the picking directions, these guys here, those are basically downs, and there's some ups right here, and the ups tend to be on the upbeat, the and beat. So typically what I try to do is I try to pick down, downbeat, up and the upbeat. That's not always the case, but it tends to be for the most part the way it is. We'll get some others and we'll talk about that. So anyhow, let me do those two with full screen so you can see it all, and then I'll do the next two after that. So again, so the first two full screen, 3, 4. So again, and then the next one. 3, 4. So you can see how I'm supporting it with my middle finger, even though it's not much of a bend. I could probably do it with one finger. But I want to be able to support it and get into that habit. So, and then what my first finger is doing, my first finger is just there kind of getting the strings out of the way. It's also helping mute too. So like this string here, the one above the 2nd string, I'm muting that with my first finger. And then it also kind of gets these other ones too. If I did a bigger bend, I would, of course. So then my right hand is muting these other ones. So there's a part here, you want to be able to mute both strings around the one that you're bending. So the one up above, you tend to get that with the first finger, and then the other ones you get with your right hand palm resting on the string. So there I'm resting on the string, kind of muting it. And I moved off a little bit. Alright, and let me go through these next two. Let's call them 3 and 4, since it is on the 3rd bar and the fourth bar. So that one goes like this. And these are not bend or release. It's just kind of a bend and you stop it. So, and a lot of these you've heard before in licks. People use them all the time. 2, 3, 4. So 3, 4 again. And then the next one is going like this. It's a bend, but I'm stopping it. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Alright, so what I'm doing there is on the ones that I don't release, that I don't bring back down, I'm going to stop that string with my pick, 10 typically. So it's really quick. But basically it just sets me up for the next note. As long as I'm playing the next string. If I'm doing some other strings, so if I do something like that, then I'm still going to go and pick this string, the second string, and then my side of my thumb is going to touch the third string to mute that one out. That's exaggerated, so let me share the screen. You can see it if you don't have the PDF, and then we will move on. So, alright, and come on, here we go. Get in there. There we go. So we're doing measures 3 and 4 with the metronome. Sounds like this: 2, 3, 4. 3 again. And the next one: 3, 4. 3, 4. I'm just going to leave this up and I'm going to go to the next ones. So we got 5 and 6. These are half step bends. So you're going, so I'm bending up. A half step is just 1 fret higher. So I'm bending it up. And so let me do that with the metronome. At 60, 3, 4. 3 again. 2, 3, 4. Alright, and let's do the next one. That one's on the second string. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it again. Alright, let me stop the share and you can see, and I'll talk about what I'm doing there. Especially with that last one. The last one's a little challenging because you got those 2 notes on the same fret. So you don't want to go, you don't want them both ringing out unless that's what you want, but I just want to hear one note at a time. So I'm rolling my finger. See if I can bring this in a little bit closer. Getting a reflection there. So I'll start off from fingertip and then I'll roll off, and I'm still touching the string here because I want to mute it out. So anyhow, that's what I'm doing with that measure 6. So let me do these again, full screen. 2, 3, 4. Again. And we'll go next one. Roll. Again, one more time. Here's a little bit of a, I didn't mute that string very well, so you kind of hear it ringing out a little bit. So, alright, let's go on to the next one. I'm going to leave full screen. We'll do 8 and, sorry, measure 7 and 8. And we are doing, now we're half step bends. Alright, we got some 8th notes here too. Let me share this one. You can kind of see what's going on here. So, quick share. Alright, here we go. Sharesy, here we go. We get it. Yes. Alright, so measure 7 and 8. So you can see here you got we got some 8th notes here. Then we got this triplet rhythm. We'll talk about that. So again, I'm going to stop this note with my pick and then pick this note here and so on. And so in this one, what I end up doing is stopping this string with the side of my thumb as I go to the next string. So that's the tips on there. So let me play this with the metronome, doing measure 7, 3, 4. Again. Played that wrong the first time, didn't I? Again, one. Alright, so, and then this triplet one, you hear that a lot, pretty common, so. And you notice that the picking directions on that is, because you got 3 notes in one beat, so that one's challenging. How do you alternate pick that? Well, kind of can't, and what I tend to do is if I'm hitting the first string, or if I'm going to the next string, like back to a lower string, down, I guess would be, then I'm going to go with an up pick, and that's just kind of the way I want to go in a direction. So let me try this with the metronome. 2, 3, 4. Again. One more time. Alright, so let me go off the share here and I'll go to big screen. I'll do those again on the full screen. So here we go. 2, 3, 7. 3, 4 again. One more time. So I'm trying to bend here. I didn't quite get it then. I was kind of still doing chords that bend. So you can always check yourself that way. So let me do that again. Make sure I get it right. 2, 3, 4. Pick it right. So again. Alright, so, and let's do that triplet one. That's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, let's see. Let it ring out. 4. So the challenging with that one is trying to mute out these strings, because I'm playing 3 of the strings there and trying to mute, and so that's tricky. So you got to use both hands, right and left. And what you want to do is always do it slower than you're able. And I know it sounds better when you go, but you got to start slow and work on the muting part too, because if you're just, it's all sloppy and everything ringing out, it's not very pleasant to listen to. Alright, so let's jump into, I'm going to go into the full step bends now. So the full step bend, looking at measures 9 and 10 if you got the PDF. If not, I'll put it on the screen here in a moment. And so the full step, we got a bend and release, so it's like I'm bending a full step. So basically, I'm really pushing, so I want to make sure I got my thumb over the top, and I'm pushing with these 2 fingers, my middle and my ring finger, pushing towards my thumb. My finger, my index finger here is just kind of getting the strings out of the way. So let me try that 9 there. Let's do that. 2, 3, 4. So it's, I did that wrong. So there it is. I did it. Let's try this again. I keep on going the wrong string. All right. 2, 3, 4. Did that wrong. Try it again. Got it right that time. Did it wrong. Alright, I'll stop while I got it right a couple times. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if you play that note, that works, you know, especially if you're playing it over A chord. So anyways, that's all over that blues pattern. So number 10, so that's on the second string. It's going. Let me get that right. All right, with the metronome, 2, 3, 4. Again. So we gotta mute that out. Yeah, so I could hear a little bit of ringing out, so I was like, all right, I gotta make sure I'm muting, and that's a lot with the first finger. Then I gotta use my first finger again. I tend to not bend with my pinky because that's kind of a weaker finger. Not saying that you can't do it, but I just don't. So I ended up using mainly these two. My third finger is probably the strongest. Anyhow. Oh yeah, and then we had that roll there. Oh yeah. Did I do that right? Yes. So we had a roll. So I'm kind of playing it lower on the finger, and then I roll up. I'm rolling the second and third finger. So that's how that one goes. Let me share the screen, and you can see the PDFs there. And here we go. Yes. Go. Are you going? Yes, you are. Okay, good. So we're looking at measure 9 and 10 full step bends. So these are bend relays, full step bends. 2, 3, 4. 4. Again. And 60 might be a little fast, so you can always slow it down. Doesn't matter really. 40 is fine. So if I did that at 40, it would sound like this. 2, 3, 4. Again. What's great about the YouTube, you can always slow down the video too, so you can go back and watch this and slow it down and yeah, put it down, like maybe drop it 1 notch. I think it's maybe 3/4 speed or something. Anyways, I do that all the time when I'm trying to figure out songs. Alright, so let me go to measure 10 here. So measure 10 is, and with the metronome at 62, 3, 4. Oops, let me do it again. Try to get it cleaner. There we go. Alright, since we got here on the screen, let's just do 11 and 12. So 11. So those are all picked down. So again, I'm going to stop. I'll do this on the big screen, but I'm going to stop it with the semi-thumb. Alright, here we go. 11, 3, 4. Again. So that was challenging because I got to roll that finger, but also I'm doing a big bend and I want to stop that. Alright, I will go to the big screen, you can see this better. Try that with the metronome. 2, 3, 4. Oh, wrong fingers. Again. Let me go slower on that one. That one's kind of 8th note, so it makes it sound a bit faster. 2, 3, 4. Again. 4. Probably don't need to slow these down. Alright, let me go back to full screen. I'll go through these again, and you can see it on the bigger screen there. So, starting with 11, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I did that full step. There we go. Gotta get that full step in. 2, 3, 4. Again. So what I'm doing there when I change strings, instead of stopping at this one with my pick, I'm stopping with the side of my thumb. So I choke up a lot on the pick. I don't know if you can see this. And then I'm getting it right here on the side of my thumb. So that's the... So I just want to hear one note at a time. So that's my way of getting there. So with the metronome, one more time. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Did I get that right? Oh, by the way, the note I'm bending, this is the same note. This is E. Which is nice, and then you can kind of check yourself. Am I bending up to that whole step? Yeah, because you want to try to get that pitch in your ear. If you just kind of bend randomly, it'll do like, you know, kind of a little flat, or you can go sharp too. That's easy to do. But you want to be able to hear that pitch, and so you know where to bend to. It's not easy to do. And the same thing if I want this note, if I want to do on the second string here. Anyways, let me do that with the 12 there. 2, 3, 4. Again. That was a little challenging because the 8th note, so that's my note. So instead of jumping over here, you could always, at least with this pattern, and we tend to bend bigger on the first 3 strings since it's not wound. The wound string is definitely more challenging to bend on. What I tend to do when I'm playing the bigger strings is to pull down. And then the smaller strings I'll bend up, I'll push up. Unless I'm doing like, maybe on the 5th fret with the first finger, I'll do a little chord step bend. Yeah, right. So let's go to, we got some combination. Oh yeah. So if you want to go back and watch some of these other videos and get the hammer-ons and pull-offs and slides, you can check those out. They're there. So half step bend. Who wrote these things? I did. Alright, let me try the combination. I'm going to slow this down to 50 just so I could play it. 2, 3, 4. Alright, got it. Alright, that's probably too slow. Let's do the 60. Here we go. Number 13. So almost missed that. 2, half step bend. 3, 4. So what I'm doing, I'm hitting this blues note, which is there's the other blues note in this pattern. And yeah, if you go back a couple of live videos, you could see the blues note, and I added that in the PDF. So alright, so let's go to 14. That one's a triplet one with the blues note, so that's kind of a fun one. So let's see if I can pull this off at 60. It'll be a little fast. 2, 2, 3, 4. Again. Alright, if that's too fast, you can always slow it down. So that was 14. Let me share a screen, you can see it, and I'll play them again real quick. So, hope you all are getting something out of this. It's fun for me to teach, and I enjoy it. I learn lots by going through these things and trying to figure out what am I doing. Alright, so we are down here at the bottom, the combination part. So we got this one and this one. So let's do this one, the pull-offs. You gotta has that bend, so let me try it. 2, 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. One more time. Watch my hands. Oh, you can't see. Watch my hands on the little screen. Sorry. Anyhow, so let's go to 14, and that one, 2, 3, 4 is again 2, 3, 3, 4. Cool. All right, we are gonna go over here to 15 and 16, last two measures of this here, and so we got a combination thing. Challenging part of this one is skipping strings. So then you're trying to mute up these strings after you get done with them. Since you're skipping strings, that makes it more challenging. You still want to mute with the side of your thumb. So let me try this with a metronome. See if I can pull this off. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, those are challenging. Just trying to get those muted. Alright, so that was 15. Let's go to 16. So we got a slide here with a bend at the end there. Alright, let's see if we can pull that off. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. And one more time. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Yeah, I kind of messed up a little bit of the first finger there. Let me stop the share, and you can see us on a bigger screen here. So, here we go. Alright, I'm going to do 15, measure 15, again, 2, 3, 4. So the trick on that one is muting that string, because I'm not bringing it back down, I'm not releasing it. So basically my thumb is in there a split second before I play this note, and then I'm pressing down lower on the first finger here and trying to mute these other strings at the same time. So because it's a repetitive, you know, so I'm going to do this fast. Can't do it very well. Need to get warmed up a little bit better. Okay, so That was 15 and 16. The last one got the slide. So basically, the slide I'm sliding usually a couple frets before where I'm sliding to. So this is, it doesn't say on the PDF where. So I'm not going. I'm just kind of basically land on the downbeat on the 6th fret. That slide. Slide from 4, and then when I'm doing the 5s here, I'm rolling my finger. So let's see. And then when I do the pull off, I'm using my 4th finger. Then I go to the bend on my 3rd finger. And that's a little challenging, but you could do the. You could do the pull off with your 3rd finger, but I just do the 4th. So. With the metronome. 2, 3, 4. Again. Alright, so that was the last one for live webinar, and appreciate you so much for being here. And you could always go to my website. You need to get some PDFs and for these if you don't have them already. And you can subscribe below, and you'll get notified anytime I'm doing a live webinar or any new video upload shows up. And so I got some that are in the works. I just need to edit them and get them out there. So anyways, thanks so much for being here today. And my name is Scott Knight, and you can go to scottknightmusic.com to get any of these PDFs, and appreciate it so much. Thanks for being here. I will see you later. Let me see if I can get out of this.